I've been keeping up to date with Wuthering Waves. It is one of my most anticipated upcoming gacha games. Wuthering Waves, Project Mugen, Zenless Zone Zero, all absolutely phenomenal looking gacha games that I think are going to aid in reshaping the genre, unless Unity kills them all. But that's a topic for another video. While browsing the Wuthering Waves Twitter, I like to do this fairly frequently because honestly, they release a lot of good stuff. Like these images. These are some high quality, these are some very high quality cosplays. I regret not being here at this expo. Man, I like browsing the Twitter of various different gacha games. And I happened upon this retweet that went on to state that Wuthering Waves in Japan was going to be showcased at the Tokyo Game Show in 2023. Now, the Tokyo Game Show 2023 says it will take place on Thursday, September 21st, 2023 through Sunday, September 24th, 2023. Evidently, I'm not going to be there, but Wuthering Waves will be. We have prepared a lot of prizes, more details to come during the campaign, 20 people, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to be at the Anime Expo 2023, but that isn't the most important part. Yeah, they're gonna be there. Yeah, they're probably gonna showcase some cool shit. But more importantly than that, they made a tweet yesterday that went on to confirm they are going to be starting at 7 p.m. on September 20th. This is Tokyo time, delivering the charm of the open world RPG to everyone, including the first release of the latest information, voice actor interviews, and a trial corner. So what they confirmed was over on their official YouTube channel, they are going to be going live with a stream that features content, that features gameplay, that features information that has never been seen before. This is content, this is information, these are updates of the game's development, the state that the game is in currently, where we're at, potentially how far we are away from the game's completion. Before we go any further into what Wuthering Waves is doing over, I want to take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos on new games, new gacha games like this, upcoming gacha games like this, every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. This is very big news. This is arguably one of the biggest announcements concerning Wuthering Waves probably made all year since the last beta test that Mrs. Stix and I actually got to participate in. And honestly, it would be great if they announced another beta test. When Mrs. Stix and I played it, we noted that there were certain things that we felt were lacking from the game. The multiplayer wasn't very good. The world felt a little bit empty and void of life, but the combat was absolutely crazy. The graphics were really good, the interaction with the environment, being able to run up walls, everything with the exception of the story and the multiplayer content and the world felt really good. So I feel like we were 50-50 on our enjoyment in the game. We enjoyed a lot of it because thankfully story only takes up part of the game. Like in all gacha games, story is a part of it that grips you as you're consuming it. But after that, the bulk of the game takes place around the combat, around the boss fights, around the instances that you run, around the raid bosses that you engage in, but also the multiplayer at times. So we noted our concerns with the game, and kudo, they made a public announcement that they were overhauling certain aspects. They did a dedicated tweet concerning this. They said they were changing a lot of different things based off of a lot of feedback that they received. Players were very happy to hear that. Some players were a little bit concerned because they were happy with the state that the game was in, but it definitely needed overhauled. And during this Japanese live stream, and I strongly urge you guys to watch this. I'm probably going to be asleep during it, but I strongly urge you guys to watch this, or at least watch the recap of this. But during this live stream, they're going to show us the feedback that they heard, the feedback that they listened to, and the overhauls that have been made since receiving that feedback. I think this is going to be one of the most important streams and one of the most important content reveals and content drops for Wuthering Waves this year. I will definitely do a dedicated video covering what was addressed, what was covered, what we know, what they elaborated on, whether it was alterations to the game, whether they mentioned potential release dates, whether they mentioned betas, and I will post that as soon as I possibly can. I'll have to wait for someone to translate that, granted. But I am very excited to see this. I cannot wait to see what they've done with the game. I think, again, this has arguably one of the biggest potentials for a gacha game and is going to be potentially one of the biggest releases of 2024 if the game successfully releases in 2024. And can we just point out here, just real quick, can we address the fact that the characters they have voicing all of the husbandos and waifus look absolutely, these people look incredible. It is crazy how attractive the characters are in the game, and then the men and women are that are voicing the characters are outside of the game. Like, my god, that is crazy. Anyway, be on the lookout for this. It is happening on the 20th of September at 7 p.m. You're not going to want to miss out. Now, if Wuthering Waves is not a game you're at all interested in, though, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. It might be of more interest to you.